Okay, so here we are. We have all the pieces we need. I'm going to show you a couple little things I did different. We're going to import a piece called floor layout just so we have everything snapped together. I do want to take a look at one thing here. From the top, we have our floor and it's all snapped to 0, 2. The only thing that's a little off is this one. I've tried to keep everything else snapped to the positive. But anyway, so the floor, let me go ahead and just go through these individually here. So the ceiling, instead of just doing a plane, we're going to want to take that plane that we've made and two things. We're going to want to make it a box just by extruding up the edges or selecting, the way I did it was simply grabbing all these. Let me delete this. So this is what we had. I went to border mode, shift and dragged up a little bit, and then capped it. We're going to want to do this for the floor too. The reason is because when we do lighting, we want to make sure that the back sides are also, it won't, with the one-sided geometry, it won't cast shadows, and we want this to be the shadow casting too. All right. The door and the wall door, I'm actually going to add these together, but I wanted to wait till you were here. I put the wall door, and this is the weird one. So the pivot point is right here. Oh, let me get out of sub mode here. And then I'm just going to attach the door for this case. Again, there's a lot of little quick things we're doing just to get you in. This is your first time in Unity or first time building something in Unity. So I'm just going to take the door, go over to attach, and click on the door, and I already attached the handle to it. Just so it's all one unit and it's easy to fix, easy to work with. Okay, so then we're going to get out of this mode. And we're going to go to ceiling we've seen, floor. This is the layout. What I want to do is use this so we can know where everything is supposed to go, even if we just use it first for the floor. Okay. Here's a floor piece, and you can see if I go back to full, it's full 3D. So I did put a ground under it, but you notice that I put the ground down because I want the floor to be at 0, 0, 0. So that's important too. Wall concave 0, 0, 0 plus in both directions. Wall convex, and it's plus, actually I guess that's negative, but I wanted to have it on a corner. There's really no way, anyway, that's close enough. And then everything should be unwrapped like we've talked about, and I think I've got some normal or some smoothing group issues, some normal spacing, but that's fine. The door that we just looked at, the wall medium, so this is our master wall, it's the one we're going to use a lot. For the small area. This is a wall capping thing. This is for the cap of the moldings. I'm not worried about you having this at this point. I will show you how to make this in a little bit. And then the last thing is the wall short. Okay, so we have the short wall, which is half the length of the full wall and all that. So we're going to export them, and we're just going to do them one at a time real quick. I have a shortcut set up, so it's Control-Shift-E, which is the exact same export button for Substance. Coincidentally, it just happened by accident, but I will show you where to do it if you don't do it that way. And then I'm going to say, remember you want to name it 01 at least. We're going to leave these at the standard, no big deal. Okay, then I'm going to come down to the next one and do the same thing. So if you don't have the shortcut, then it's just File, Export, Selected. So you want to make sure you have it selected. So if I did it again, it would export the ceiling again. But I want to make sure whatever I'm exporting, I have selected. Sometimes it's easier to see without the grid on. So I have that selected. You can tell by it's the white outline. And then I say File, Export, Selected. By export and don't export selected, it's going to export everything. Also, what I usually do when I'm exporting is copy that. But I'm not even going to name this, I'm not even going to put caps on this one because I want it to be different so I know I can get rid of it. It's just my habit way of doing things. And there, and then we'll come down to this one. I'm going to File, Export, Selected, and one thing I was going to say, what I like to do is I'll grab it, copy it, so I'm like renaming it, and then come back up, grab it, and export and paste. So I'll have to retype it every time. And okay. Come down here, put this one on, select it, copy it, select off, select it again, export. There's ways to automate this too, but for now, let's just get them out. Save. Okay. This, copy, and then, oops, wrong button. Export, and then paste. I said that 001. I don't know if I did that for the other one, but that's fine. Copy, export, selected, paste, save. Copy, export selected, paste, save. Oh, I should name this 2. Copy, export, paste, save. Copy, export, paste, save. Okay. So now we're going to open up Unity. You can save your file, close this up if you need to for your own computer's memory. Here, close this.